Welcome back. There's a pretty view of the Oregon coast, our In It Spanish Head Resort Hotel camera in Lincoln City. Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. We love our pets like family and want to include them in holiday festivities, but not all holiday fun is safe for our furry friends. So here to help keep our pets safe this season, we welcome back veterinarian Dr. Cherice Roth. Great to see you.
Hey, Hannah, thanks.
The holidays are fun and stressful.
Yes.
For us, and they can be for our pets too. So we just need to begin by taking notice and giving them extra snuggles.
Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of extra snuggles during the holidays.
Yeah.
It's hard for us, it's hard for them for a variety of reasons. The season's changing, we're changing when we're feeding them, all sorts of things are rolled into that. But especially for pets with separation anxiety, just having people around is nice, but if these are unexpected guests to them, it actually makes their stress a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keeping tabs on what they're going through and noticing the changes in their behavior.
Yeah, I think that's the key. I mean, you know your pet better than anybody else, and so a lot of my recommendations come from really being able to provide a safe, quiet space away from all of the action. They don't necessarily have to use it, but if you're noticing that they're getting anxious, hair standing on end, panting, eyes really wide, that's a cue for let's go back to your quiet space.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's talk about sharing food, because a lot of us want to give our pet a treat, or maybe you have a guest over that wants to share a little nibble under the dinner table, but we have to be careful about what we're giving them.
So incredibly careful. Food is love. I know this, like we gather.
Yes.
We want to do all of the food things. But truly a lot of the seasonings that go into our meats and our family dishes can actually be quite toxic and at the minimum really irritating to the GI tract. The other part about this, as we all try to cut calories wherever we can, is that we tend to go sugar-free or using a sugar substitute. And so I always take this time of year to talk about the dangers of xylitol. And the important part about it actually is that it's not always labeled xylitol.
Okay.
Sometimes it's birch sugar, sometimes it's birch bark extract. There are all sorts of ways that that sugar-free can actually be something highly toxic and deadly. So I err on the side of no desserts for pets unless you make it yourself.
There you go.
And then you use honey if you want to feel like you're giving something sweet.
Yeah, and that accomplishes a lot. So what do you do if you feel like your pet might have ingested something that wasn't safe?
Yeah, so you want to call the pet poison helpline right away. If you do know that it was something that was sugar-free, I actually change my recommendation in that case. You're going to want to give your pet maple sugar, maple syrup, excuse me, or something to help keep that blood sugar up, because that is actually something that you can do right away to help decrease the chance of your pet going into seizures quickly.
That's a great tip. Okay, good to keep on hand, and also have that pet poison helpline number.
Oh, yes. I mean, I even have it in my phone.
Yeah.
Because you just never know the things that these guys can get into.
Exactly. And around the holidays, we're moving and grooving.
We're distracted.
You don't know. Candles. We have to be so safe with candles.
Yes. So the nice smells, menorahs are coming out soon.
Yeah.
All of those are reasons to have open flames, and a lot of my patients are covered in fur or feathers. So you definitely want to have a very close eye on if those flames are open. And if they are not, you can always substitute it for a fake flame, right? You can use an LED light or something like that in order to get the same level of ambiance. But definitely you want to watch lots of burns this time of year.
Yeah. Let's talk about, speaking of moving and grooving and people coming and going, making sure that your guests know if there are any specific needs or allergies that your pet has, that everybody has all the information.
That's right, especially if you know that your pet has a food allergy. If you've done all of that work and getting them on an exclusion diet, they're probably on a really expensive hypoallergenic diet. The last thing you want is for someone to mess that all up by accident. And so it can be putting signs up, removing the dog bowls, and really just being really clear of, hey, this isn't just a treat. If you give them something, it can actually make them really sick. And being very, very clear. No beating around the bush with auntie or uncle. This will give them diarrhea, or this will make them start itching, and we cannot make it stop.
That's pretty clear.
Yes.
What about plants? Because a lot of people are even giving plants as gifts or getting gifts. What to watch out for and knowing what's safe? Yeah,
definitely the poinsettias are less toxic, but I really do err on the side of, if you're going to have plants in the house and you have a cat, put them in an area that the cat can never get to.
Okay.
Their kidneys are just so fragile when it comes to ingesting plant materials and the chemicals from the plants. It's just not worth it at this point.
And those cats are so sneaky. They will find a way. So you need to have that
sneaky and curious.
Safe zone, lockbox, where you know
Absolutely.
they can't get
Err on
into.
the side of putting really great looking plants outdoors
you
is a way that you can kind of curtail that a bit.
And then everybody can see them, and you can impress your neighbors at the same
There you
time.
go.
What about other decor like tinsel? That can be really dangerous,
Yes,
right?
so tinsel, skip it altogether.
Okay.
The reason for that, especially in cat households, is that the tinsel can actually get wrapped around the base of the tongue and the rest of it gets swallowed. And what that causes is something called a linear foreign body. So a linear foreign body doesn't act like you just get a toy stuck in the belly. It actually starts to work as a saw. Because the intestines are constantly moving. And this is true for dogs as well, but we see it a lot in cats because it does get wrapped around that little rough tongue. And that actually is a medical emergency if they get tinsel. You don't ever want to pull. If you see some coming out of their butt, not to be gross, but you don't know what it's attached to.
Right.
And so that's the key there. You really can do very major damage, perforating of the intestines, if you have tinsel and that pet happens to ingest it, even if it's by accident.
Okay, great tips. We have everything we need to know to keep our furry friends safe
But
this
extra
season.
snuggles, extra snuggles.
Most importantly, above all
We
else.
gotta end on something happy. I don't want to scare everybody.
Great to see you. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah,
we'll
thank
have
you.
all this information on our website at katu.com, and we'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.